It's called the Jewel of the Mediterranean, and it lives up to the name. Welcome to MojoTravels, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 reasons to visit Malta. Are you a fan of our videos? Be sure to subscribe to MojoTravels and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're looking at why you need to book a vacation to this amazing archipelago ASAP. Number 10. The climate. Deep in the heart of the Mediterranean, Malta enjoys relatively good weather year-round, boasting some of the warmest temperatures in Europe. Even in winter, there will still be more than enough daylight and mild temperatures, meaning that even travelers who are sensitive to the heat can comfortably visit. Winter does come with a higher chance of precipitation, but the rain rarely lasts long. Of course, if it gets too hot in the summer, you can escape the heat by going for a swim at one of the many golden beaches. All this makes Malta an ideal destination for people from rainy, cold countries looking to escape the winter blues. Number 9. Gozo. The second largest of Malta's 3 islands is Gozo. All have much to offer, so make sure to take your time and explore them fully. While Malta becomes more centered on tourism, Gozo is known by locals as being more akin to Malta of years past. It's quiet, rural, and peaceful, with all the charm and none of the crowds. It's so secluded, in fact, that parts of it are said to be the setting of Calypso's Isle from Homer's Odyssey, where Calypso keeps Odysseus imprisoned for years. Its top attractions include the medieval city of Victoria and formerly the Azure Window, a natural rocky arch above the sea, which spectacularly collapsed in 2017, but is now a huge draw for divers. Number 8. Diving. Did someone mention diving? Malta's landmass may be small, but its coastlines provide ample access to oceans to explore. The region has opportunities for divers of all levels, from the experts looking to tackle its deep and awe-inspiring blue hole, which now holds the stunning rocky remains of the Azure Window, to curious novices who simply want to see some tropical fish. It's actually been named one of the planet's top destinations for divers, with lots of protected shipwrecks to stimulate the imagination. If you've never dived and are looking for a place to start, Malta is a great option, with plenty of schools and certified courses available to beginners. Number 7. St. John's Co-Cathedral. This Baroque church in the heart of the capital, Valletta, is one of the most beautiful in the world, and a must-see for those with an interest in architecture, or anyone for that matter. Commissioned in 1572, it took 6 years for the structure to be completed, and it still stands today, a proud religious monument dedicated to, of course, St. John. Its gilded halls host an awe-inspiring collection of 16th and 17th century works. Among its most notable pieces is Caravaggio's The Beheading of St. John the Baptist, which has been called by scholars one of the greatest pieces of Western artwork. Number 6. Mdina. Nicknamed the Silent City, Mdina only has a few hundred people calling it their home. Originally founded in the 8th century BC, Mdina served as the country's capital for centuries, until Valletta was built in the 1500s. It's a blend of medieval and Baroque buildings, with one of the most notable structures being the Mdina Gate itself, built in 1724 and still serving as the main entrance to the fortified city to this day. It has a stunning cathedral of its own, St. Paul's, and an affiliated museum dedicated to it just across the street. The connection to St. Paul continues with St. Paul's Grotto and Catacombs, both of which are open to visitors. Number 5. The Blue Lagoon. Located in between Malta and Gozo, Comino is the smallest Maltese island of all, but what it lacks in size, it more than makes up for in natural beauty. Spend the day there to get a taste of paradise on Earth, and let the beautiful Blue Lagoon blow your mind. The area isn't just a hub for divers, snorkelers, and swimmers either, though you should certainly take a dip in the turquoise water. It's also popular with hikers and the outdoorsy type in general, as well as those who just want to lounge in the sun. While the main beach can get busy, there are some other strips of coast just a short walk away where you can find some space of your own. Number 4. World War II history. Though its incredible architecture might make you assume otherwise, Malta's rich history doesn't end with the Renaissance. There's an array of interesting structures that serve as a reminder that less than a century ago, things were not so peaceful. Malta became one of the most heavily bombed countries during the Second World War, and many Allied military installments remain. The Lascaris War Rooms are a particularly popular attraction, a network of tunnels built in the 1940s used for the defense of Malta against Axis attacks. Between 1940 and 1942, the country was under siege for almost 2.5 years, and this chapter of history is now open to the public in the form of many museums across the islands. Number 3. The Order of the Knights of St. John. This medieval order made its way to Malta in the early 16th century, looking for a new home. They were given the right to rule in Malta by the King of Spain, in exchange for a single Maltese falcon every year. You may have also heard of their exploits during the Great Siege, when they famously held off the Ottoman Empire. The order still has a presence in Malta today, with most of their work now involving the preservation of Maltese heritage. Many important and beautiful buildings were originally constructed by the Knights, including the Grand Master's Palace, meaning that no trip to Malta is complete without looking into their celebrated history. Number 2. Valletta. Malta is very densely populated, and nowhere is this more evident than in the bustling capital city, Valletta. Named a European Capital of Culture in 2018, the entire city has made it onto the UNESCO World Heritage List. It's even been called the most historical city in the world. Valletta has dozens of museums, beautiful theaters, and medieval ports, including a rich archaeology museum with many Neolithic artifacts. If you need a break from all that learning, however, Valletta equally has a vibrant nightlife and restaurant scene for you to check out. Number 1. Megalithic Temples. Malta's islands boast 7 UNESCO-listed ancient temples between them. Remarkably, these temples are currently among the oldest man-made monuments in the world. Some of them date back as early as 3700 BC, making them significantly older than other ancient monuments like the Great Pyramids of Giza and even Stonehenge. One of the more famous temples is on Gozo, and is called Gigantia, which means giant in Maltese and refers to legends that giants were responsible for their construction. Today, they're viewed as feats of ancient architecture, and some portions are thankfully open to the public for viewing. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MojoTravels, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.